Okay, you guys, this warm-up should take 8 to 10 minutes, so make sure that you are moving slowly and with intention for the first few reps of all of these, and then as you start to get warm and loose, you can speed things up a little bit. So Alex is gonna start with 1 minute of general movement. So you might grab your jump rope and just jump rope single unders for a minute. You might go for a little jog. If you've got a bike or a rower, you could do that. If you've got none of that, do some toe taps, do some jumping jacks, 60 seconds. After that, 10 bootstrappers. So assume a squat stance. You're gonna hinge forward, grab your toes, your ankles, the sides of your feet, whatever's comfortable. Get that nice forward fold there. From here, drop your butt down, lift your chest up, push your knees out wide. And then we'll just reverse that 10 times. So as you drop your hips down, try to really lift your chest. Pull your shoulders away from your ears. As you hinge forward or fold forward, think about the backs of your legs. Look for a nice sensation across your hamstrings and maybe even all up and down your spine, especially the lower back. So once you do 10 of those, we'll go into 5 inchworms. So for the inchworm, hinge forward, hands as close to the toes as possible, walk them out top of a push-up, lower down, chest and thighs touch the floor, press back up, and then walk your hands back towards your toes. Stand up all the way between each rep. Now, if the push-up's not really feeling great, maybe you try lowering your knees to the floor and then lower all the way down and then repeat. Or you can totally just take the push-up portion out of it. Let's do one more, Alex. When you go down into the push-up, imagine your body traveling forward. So your shoulders come forward and then go down. And then that kind of feeds its way into that down dog position as you push your hands back towards your feet. Okay, then another minute, general movement. Maybe you do the same thing, maybe you switch it up a little bit. Focus on your breathing here and just try to notice that you are getting your heart rate up, but maybe the breathing is still under control. After that, we'll go with a walking lunge stretch. So take a big step forward, keep your chest up, drop your knee to the floor. Now from here, send your hips forward. Keep your front heel down. And it's okay if the knee travels a little beyond the ankle here, but mainly what we're looking for is this opening right across the front of your hip. And then you'll stand up, take another step forward with the other leg, and same thing. Little bonus sensation, if you squeeze your butt as you are pushing your hips forward, it'll take that stretch kind of to the next level. So for that, you'll go 5 steps or 5 lunges on each side for a total of 10. And then 10 scorpion stretch. So you'll lay down flat on the floor, extend one arm out, or you can take it to a 90-degree angle, whatever feels better. Make sure that the elbow is in line with the shoulder. That's the most important part. Opposite hand is right underneath the shoulder. You'll press that hand down into the floor, roll onto your side, reach the top leg as far back as you can. So you're looking for a little sensation across the front of your chest. And then you'll just switch sides. Bring the opposite hand in, other hand out, and go to that side. Make sure that your head is supported either on the floor, or you could even, put your sandbag there, roll up a towel or something, but you don't want your head floating in the air for these. You might also press that hand down and imagine you're pulling it towards your body, and that'll give you a little extra sensation right where the chest and the shoulder meet. So this is a really good way to open up the front side of your torso for any kind of upper body movements. Now, after that, you guessed it, 1 more minute of general movement, dynamic warm-up, so we want to keep things moving. So you can do some toe taps, line hops, whatever, right? Just moving for another 60 seconds. And then 20 leg swings. So grab onto something. If you have a rig, you can use a rig, a doorway. You can start small. It's 10 per leg. You want to eventually get a big range of motion here and focus on a nice backswing. So as her leg comes back, the front of the hip is going to open up, and as the leg comes forward, it opens up the glutes the hamstrings, the lower back, all that stuff. But just make sure that you're starting with small swings and working your way into bigger swings. After that, you'll take a really nice wide-legged position and unlock the knees just slightly. Hinge forward at the hips. And then you can actually round out your back. See, Alex is very flexible. She can reach her hands all the way behind her. That's fine. But you just want to have a nice forward fold, fairly passive. So then slowly stand up tall, reach your arms up overhead. And you might even reach them back a little bit. Push the hips forward. Nice. And then repeat that. So you'll go for a total of 10. Now, one kind of cool thing that you can also do right now, Alex's toes are just a little bit angled out. You can actually reverse that so the heels are wider than the toes. And you might actually narrow the stance to do this. And you go with whatever feels good for you, but then forward fold. And when you do it this way, you get a nice little stretch along the outside of your calves and the lower legs. So if you have tight calves from running, jumping, that sort of thing, this would be a good way to do this movement. And when you come up and do your overhead reach, again, looking for some opening across the chest, you can lean back, but don't lean so far back that you're feeling compression in your lower back. Once you do 10 of those, you're good to go. Go ahead and hit a few reps of all of the specific movements you'll be doing in your workout, but this should have you generally pretty warmed up to go hit it hard.